Should Robert Downey Jr. get an Oscar nomination for his role in Avengers End Game? This is what we're talking about today. Let's do this. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to another Real Talk Tuesday. These videos are going to be a little bit less edited, just to kind of talk to you guys about something random that I'm thinking. Doesn't necessarily have to do with videography, photography, or the normal things I talk about on my channel. I'm going to use this opportunity to really just give you guys a look into my brain, some things that I just have questions about and want to talk about with you guys. So today we're going to discuss whether or not we think that Robert Downey Jr. should be nominated for an Oscar for his performance in Avengers End Game. Now, before this goes any further, this is going to be a spoiler-free video. I can't say the same about the comments, so just be careful when you go to the comment section if you have not seen Avengers End Game. So Avengers End Game was a great movie, and if you consider that a spoiler, come on. We all know it was a great movie. Come on. But the question becomes whether Robert Downey Jr. should be considered for an Oscar for his performance in this movie. And I know there's a lot of speculation about, was it that great as far as Oscar worthy of a movie. I know there's kind of like this glass ceiling for comic book movies not being nominated for Oscars, not winning Oscars, which we saw a little bit of a breakthrough with that with the nomination for Black Panther. And even more before that with Heath Ledger's role as Joker in the Dark Knight. And so, there have been a couple of movies here and there that are superhero movies that have gotten Oscar nominations. And so the question then again just becomes, should Robert Downey Jr. Be nominated for an Oscar for his role in this movie? And I have a couple thoughts on it. And I want to more so kind of leave this up to you guys to discuss in the comments below and just bring it up for discussion. Some reasons why I do think that he should be nominated for an Oscar is the fact that he did an awesome job in this role, specifically in this movie, as well as this series as a whole. I know there's times before in the Oscars where people get Oscar nominations and even win Oscars based on not just the performance that they had in the movie that they're nominated for, but just kind of their overall kind of library of movies that they've been in. And so to me, Robert Downey Jr. has really he kicked off this current state of the MCU with the original Iron Man. And so having him go from where he was in that movie to where he is now, and just really being a milestone for this whole series of movies, this 11 years worth of movies, is really a feat. I don't want to say it's never been done, but to my knowledge, I don't think it's ever been done quite the way that this has been executed. And that's, a testament to Robert Downey Jr. as an actor, but also, the movie installments and the way that everything was written. So there's a lot of things that go into it. It's not just, how well he did as an actor there. But that being said, I think because of his role in this movie, which was great in and of itself, but also his role as the overall story arc over the last, 10 to 11 years is something to consider as well. To nominate him, to really kind of recognize him as, being the one that has really led the charge for the current state of really superhero movies, if we're going to be completely honest. Because when you look at MCU, it is kind of the standard to which we think that superhero movies should be now. We said that a few years ago with Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises and the Batman movies, and that should be the standard. But really, what Marvel has done with this series of movies has set a new standard for what we expect out of comic book movies. And Robert Downey Jr. being the cornerstone of the majority of those movies is something to consider when we're talking about Oscar nominations and even winning the Oscar. But the question becomes, did his performance in Endgame, as well as his performance in the entire story arc, is that enough to nominate him for an Oscar, to break through that glass ceiling of comic book movies not being a part of the Oscars just because of the genre that they are? How do you guys feel? I want to open this up for discussion. Those are a couple of my quick thoughts of, I do believe him being a cornerstone in the whole story arc, as well as just his stellar performance in Endgame. I think he should be nominated for an Oscar. But how do you guys feel? Leave a comment below to let me know what you guys think. I want these videos to be more of a discussion-based video. There's a couple things I have in mind for these kind of real talk videos. So let me know what you guys think about this kind of format. Give it a like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you here next time. Next week is an edited, most likely a product review, tutorial, something like that about videography or filmmaking. And then in 2 weeks, you'll hopefully see another Raw Talk. I'm a huge wrestling fan, and so like Monday Night Raw always comes to mind. They had a show called Raw. I think it was called Raw Talk. I'm not sure. Anyways, Real Talk Tuesday. We'll be back in 2 weeks, unless you guys just revolt in the comments and say that you hate this format. Then it will never happen again, and I'll just have an off week where I just don't post anything. So let me know. I apologize. I am on the verge of losing my voice. I don't know why on these Real Talk videos I'm always sick. The first week I did this, I was like deathly sick. This week, I'm not sick. I'm just losing my voice. Don't know what's happening. But yeah, so that being said, I'll see you here next time. And go and find your journey. Go embrace life. Go watch Avengers End Game if you haven't already. It's a great movie. No spoilers. Peace.